Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read through for Omniscient Reader or Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint chapters 270 and 271, probably. Now I might also do 272 if these are really short, but probably not. I'll probably just stick to the two. As I'm recording this, 275 or 276 just came out, so it's not like we're far behind from being caught up or anything. Now, I did miss last week. It's not like a weekly schedule thing. I said before that I'm just going to post Omniscient Reader videos when I want to post Omniscient Reader videos, just so that, it's always something that I want to do, not something I feel like I have to do, just to make sure the videos are good quality-wise and all. But I really wanted to last week. I felt kind of bad earlier in the week. I wasn't feeling well. But then later in the week, like Thursday, Friday, I really wanted to read Omniscient Reader, but I just never got time to read. I really wanted to read because this stuff has been so good. I've said before that Omniscient Reader, it started off good. I liked a lot of that early stuff. But then after we get done with the throne stuff, it just hits a new level. Then we're getting like Dokja dealing with his past and the stuff with Soo-young and Jung-hyuk interacting with him more, going into the catastrophe stuff, which is all good, and the Peaceland stuff, the Dark Castle. Before that, I guess, would be the stuff with Nirvana. Then it feels like after Dark Castle we just hit another new level, getting into the Demon World stuff and now the Wuxia World stuff. It's just been so much fun. I've loved it so much, and I've been incredibly into the Wuxia World stuff, and now on top of that we're gonna get, like, I think it was called the Gourmand Association, which is going to be another meeting with some of the constellations, which is extremely exciting. So it just keeps hitting us with cool stuff. So yeah, with that aside, I don't think there's too much more to do for an intro. Again, if they're really short, I'll maybe do 3. If not, I'll only do 2, because ideally I would like to, I just recorded Tower of God, and ideally I'd like to go edit that and this both after this, so that I can just post Tower of God tonight and then post this first thing in the morning for you all. Or at least first thing when I wake up, earlier when I wake up at the very least, because I usually try to not post stuff too close together, because I feel like if I post stuff like literally at the same time, one video has a chance to like smother the other, or YouTube might not like it or whatever. And I don't really care too much about like views and big number and all of that. I just want to share things and want people to see them and enjoy them. But when it comes to people actually seeing them, like, for years and years, the statistics have shown that the closer I post to noon, the more people actually see things. And the further away from noon that I post things, the less they do comparatively to other things from the same series. So again, doing this, tomorrow midday-ish would, like, posting it there would probably be for the best anyway. But I don't hold back videos for the sake of that or anything. I just post things mostly when they're done, but I try not to like smother one video with another video. Either way though, like I said, want to go edit after this. Either way, sorry for that random tangent. Let's go to 270. Sorry, I just wanted to check and make sure the recording screen for you all looked right. The trip will take quite some time, so feel free to get some sleep. Other passengers will be joining you along the way. Is that all right? Sure, that's fine. Other passengers, huh? Who could they be? And we're seeing, okay, is this what's her face's group? Anna Croft? Because Irina, I think, was her name. It might have been Iris or Iris. But I didn't remember if she was an actual ally of Anna Croft or not, but the other one that she was with that we met during the feast, banquet, whatever, was an ally of Anna Croft's. So, okay, no title here with the title splash. And as he was dying in his 15th round, Jung-hyuk thought to himself, I had some rotten luck. As his 19th round was ending, Jung-hyuk thought to himself, next time I'll get it right. When he met his end during his 25th round, Jung-hyuk mumbled to himself, I'll definitely make it next time. He's reading through again. That face. Never mind what I said about him growing as a person. He's just as fragile as before in this edited version. Does this mean he'll end up dying whether I help him or not? I better look for some info on the Gourmand Association. Flying Fox said, constellations are all awful, but the extremists of the Gourmand Association are the worst of the worst. Doesn't seem like there's any section that shows it in a favorable light. He's surprised. Yu Jung-hyuk thought to himself, it would have been nice if he had come along too. Man, that's one of the traces of my interference in the novel. There are only a few scenes that reference the third round in the edited version. I have to focus and read carefully. But I have to do this. After all, he told me this was the right path as well. The right path? What's that about? Okay. That's a cool little plot bit. I think it's maybe something that Jung-hyuk found out and he's like, okay, this is the right path. And Jung-hyuk is taking what Dokja said to him as... Because in this version of the novel, Dokja would have, or Jung-hyuk would have already died back when meeting Asmodeus, right? In this first edited version. So this is what would have happened if he had died then, right? And if that's the case... If that's not the case, then it could be something that Dokja tells him in the future. But if that is the case, then something that Jung-hyuk found out aligns with what Dokja's already trying to do. I believe the other passengers are ready to enter. May I let them in? Yes, go ahead. He puts the phone away. Who are they? Constellations? Oh, there you are. We've been waiting here forever. I know that voice. What took you so long? I apologize. The roads were much rougher than I expected. The carriage already has another passenger. I hope that your journey is pleasant. Nice to meet you. Selena? Oh, do you remember me? Of course, Dokja. Long time no see. You were invited too? I don't know how it happened, but yes. Oh? So we're meeting with the same ones? It's that Russian kid I met at the Constellation banquet. She's sweating? I thought there was one more of them. He's surprised. So, we finally meet in person. One of the strongest incarnations in TWSA, on par with the Supreme King Jung-hyuk, the Prophet of Asgard, and head of Zarathustra. I once saw you in a dream, but it was so long ago I'm not sure if you remember it. I believe you said we ought to meet again. I do remember. Then, let me officially introduce myself. It's nice to meet you, Dokja. Or should I say, Demon King of Salvation. Okay, that's a very cool panel with his Demon King form in the reflection of the window. And I wonder then the eyes, if they are going to be related to like the three fates or whatever in, I mean, more than just Norse mythology, but since they specifically mentioned Asgard, the fates from Norse mythology. Are they called Nornir? Something like that? My name is Anna Croft. Chapter 45, The Gourmand Association Part 1. And now we have them traveling. So now we're all on our way there together. The incarnations of Asgard were invited as well. So were they all three incarnations of Asgard? It's kind of odd then, with them just being incarnations and him being a constellation by now. But I was thinking to myself, if they are constellations, it's kind of crazy that all three of them that he met before at this one thing just also happened to be constellations to make it to this thing. But it makes more sense if they're just incarnations and they have this connection, so whoever invited them probably just invited them together. I feel sorry for Selena trying to lighten the mood, but I don't feel like chatting and laughing with her. Because I can't even count on both hands the number of times she killed or betrayed Jung-hyuk. Okay, so he knows then from the book that there were multiple plot twist Anna Croft betrays them. She smiles. Are all three of you part of Asgard? Yes, our entry was arranged by Anna. Okay, so part of Asgard. Are they, like, near constellations, maybe? You chose a great nebula. We just happened to get lucky. Thanks to that, we were offered this wonderful experience. Other incarnations weren't even invited. A wonderful experience, huh? I wonder if she'll still view it that way once we arrived. Okay, so if they are incarnations then, maybe it's just certain incarnations can join a nebula rather than just being sponsored by a constellation from that nebula, and that lets them have certain privileges like this outside of what constellations can do. Cat got your tongue, Iris. You said you wanted to see Dokja again. Okay, so it was Iris. She blushes. Dang it, when did I ever... Goodness, ever since the last banquet, you've been bringing up Dokja's name every chance you get. You should say something now that you finally met him again. You're Mr. Demon King of Salvation, right? That's me. I really like her outfit so much. Could I ask you a question? Sure. Have you signed a supporting contract with an incarnation? Why do you ask? Well, Iris, don't you already have another supporting constellation in mind? I was just asking. A girl can be curious, can't she? I have an incarnation on the Korean Peninsula. Oh, is it that kid? She thinks about Yusung. Oh no, now there's going to be rivalry for the position. I have made this joke about isekai even recently, where I was like, like 85% of isekai introduce you have acquired child girlfriend by episode 1, and by the time you get to episode 3, it's like 90%. We're going to have competition for child girlfriend. Do you have any intention of switching to someone else? There are many great incarnations among Asgard's affiliates. Many of them are quite talented. Can you only have one? I was out here thinking that constellations could have multiple incarnations. And Iris is one of those talented incarnations. Okay. Are you trying to tell me to join Asgard right now? Not necessarily. I mean, if so, their methods of diplomacy are working a lot better than Vedas or Olympus have. I was merely saying that Asgard's affiliates have many wonderful incarnations, and choosing one of them wouldn't be a bad choice for you. Besides, a supporting constellation can cancel their contract at any time. I don't plan to cancel my support contract. You must like that girl a lot. Shin Yu-sung is her name, right? What if, by some chance, your incarnation were to die? This, like, just so outwardly sus. No need to look so shocked. I was simply posing a hypothetical question. Not what I was expecting from Anna Croft when she showed up. There could be an unexpected accident, or your incarnation might die in a sudden disaster. That kind of thing happens all the time. So, you have no intention of changing to another incarnation, even if such a thing were to occur? If Yusung died, he thinks about her. As long as I'm alive, that'll never happen. You never know. Fate might intervene at any time. Fate. We have the crackling. The constellations of the nebula Asgard show concern over your action. The constellations of the nebula Asgard issue you a warning. If that were to happen... And so I wonder, is he just flexing his constellation powers, or is he actually electrifying here? I'll crush the world that brought about such a fate. Okay. It stops. We have arrived at Oro Castle. He smiles. Well, let's get off, shall we? We get to see the castle again here now that they've arrived. Okay, a very good chapter. Again, not what I was expecting from Anna's introduction. Plus, we have the reintroduction of some of these characters. We're going to get to learn more about the constellations, which is amazing. Yeah, just hit after hit. For the first half of the chapter, it seemed like we were... And we got cool stuff with the edit of TWSA mentioned. But for the first half of the chapter, it seemed like, okay, we're just moving through things. And then the second half of the chapter, that was really, really thick with dialogue and content. Okay, so with that aside, let's go read the next chapter. Auto Castle. Okay, love the design. Just taking it in. There are many Gourmand Association bases scattered through the dimensions, and this castle is the base owned by an executive member of the association. If I remember correctly, the constellation who owns this was one of the 72 Demon Kings. Was it the one called Immeasurable Austerity? And we have this fancy room waiting for them. Please, make yourselves comfortable in the waiting room. There are still incarnations who have yet to arrive yet. Oh, Demon King of Salvation, shall I prepare you a separate waiting room, as you are a constellation? No, it's fine. I'll just stay here. Pardon? A few constellations take note of your presence. About earlier. It's alright. Sorry, I went a bit too far. No, I'm sorry that my companion was so rude to you. I apologize, Demon King of Salvation. She's treating me much more formally than before. I didn't act that way in order to get an apology, though. She's such a nice person, just as described in TWSA. I was going to say, is she nice, or is she, like, was it because he flexed his constellation powers and she's like, okay, I need to make sure I am not on his bad side. Her, on the other hand. We have knocking. Will the incarnations of Asgard please follow me? They're walking out with one of the servants. You've made too many constellations into your enemies. That's not something you need to concern yourself with. I'm giving you my sincere advice. As someone headed toward the same goal as you, you should be cooperating with the other constellations now, even if you hate doing so. I'm not so sure. I have no idea what your goal is, so I don't know how to respond to that. My goal is to protect this world. Isn't that what you're fighting for as well? And he can see all of these events. Well, I think we'll have to wait and see whether this world's actually worth protecting. And then we have her reaction. Again, I like this because Dokcha's always just been, he's not some cheesy shonen protagonist. He has more depth to him. And also we've seen all of this horrible stuff that he's had to experience, not just because of the Starstream and the scenarios, but just people reacting to the scenarios or taking advantage of the scenarios in the most evil ways. I hope we have another chance to speak later. The door slams. Which constellations are part of the Gourmand Association again? Are there any I can convince? Then the door bursts open. Junghyuk? And he's appeared? It's been a while, Dokcha. Okay, so not Junghyuk. Fake Junghyuk. You've kept me waiting. Persephone? Why in the world do you make yourself look like that? What, you don't care for it? But a certain archangel I know goes around telling everyone this is your taste. That's a gross misunderstanding. Uriel. I love Uriel so much. And I love that it happens too after Uriel met Asmodeus there, where Asmodeus was like, yeah, I'm a little girl. Isn't that what you like? And then Persephone comes in and And Uriel had to be like, hold on, everybody, like calling out to the other constellations. Hold on, hold on. Jungkook is what Dokja likes. So now Persephone's like, yeah, word on the street is this is your taste. Then, how about this? And is this a mix of Jungkook and Sangha? Hold up. Or is it just Femme Jungkook? What? Why? It seemed you couldn't take your eyes off her that last time. Is this more your style? Please stop teasing me. You're so fun. Follow me. She changes again. I came to bring you to the main hall. To Sangha this time. And then Gourmand Association Part 2. We're seeing people mingling. They all look over. Wow, I feel like an attendant of a noblewoman. I'm not sure if it's okay for me to be here. Do you think my position in the Gourmand Association is that low? So much so that I can't bring in a new member if I want to. That's not what I meant. I'm joking. Please stop teasing me. I'm begging you. Think of it like me investing in you. After all, no one knows how powerful a constellation you may become. Besides, it's something you'll have to go through eventually anyway. Why is this queen treating me so well? All she asked of me in return for taking the sky-breaking swordmaster to Tartarus in the underworld was for me to participate in the Gourmand Association. And participating in the Gourmand Association is really for my benefit. She's basically created a full-on stage for me to make my debut as a constellation. What grade are you now? Surely not fabled. Do other constellations not know I'm fabled? I'll be able to see you on the second floor at the next constellation banquet. There will be constellations who are envious of you, and some constellations will try to bring you over to their side, because of course the second floor is for the fabled ones, not the historical ones. I expected as much, but most of the constellations will hardly be interested in you at all. What? I'm sure you've only been to places that were greatly influenced by the Korean Peninsula scenario until now, so you might not have realized it. But don't forget, this is the Gourmand Association. I won't be playing your nanny, like at the Constellation Banquet. I want to see you stand on your own this time. We see people watching, and I wonder if that's all the stories that are being served up. Alright. I really hope we get to learn more about more constellations. They all glance over. A few constellations are curious about you. The best of the first generation stories is undoubtedly the Hammer-Eating Dragon. That's the constellation of the nebula Asgard. Thursday's Thunder. So Thor is Thursday's Thunder. Okay. So we have Thor introduced now. What are you talking about? Clearly the best one is clearly Children of the Morning Star. It has the best ratings. And she must be the constellation Morning Star Goddess of the nebula Guardian Tree. What would Guardian Tree be? If it's not Asgard. Guardian Tree. I'm not sure. And Morning Star. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. They seem to be arguing about which story's the best. Do they really argue all the time, just like it said in TWS? Or they really do argue all the time, just like it said in TWSA, huh? High-level constellations that you'd probably never see on the Korean Peninsula are casually wandering about here. Persephone would usually be considered quite powerful, but at the Gourmand Association, she's merely a regular constellation. She winks. That is, why did you get all the way over there? The Gourmand Association. Alright. Constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is cheering for you. The one fortunate thing is that channels are allowed here. Yeah, I can't let myself be intimidated by this place. Excuse me. And again, he has to try to make friends. Or at least make allies or something. Excuse me? They glance angrily and then bump into him walking away. And he feels like he did when he was back in regular life. Dokja was extremely familiar with this feeling. Fourth wall coming in. Constellation, demonic judge of fire, watches you with pity. No, I can't give up now. I'll make an opportunity for myself somehow. Maybe I should try talking to the constellations near the walls. That darn Dokja is probably having a ball right about now, and he sees a story, or a channel, open with Sangha and Suyong. And that's where we end. That's such a rough cliffhanger. Gosh, I want to go edit, so I don't really want to read more personally. I mean, I do want to read more if I was reading on my own, but gosh, that's such a rough cliffhanger. Then again, if I'm caught up, I'm going to be getting these rough cliffhangers every single week. Okay, well, I'll end here, but just know that I can't wait to continue reading. So thank you for watching, for being here. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's set of chapters, my thoughts and reactions and all that. Subscribe for more Omniscient Reader, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you'd like to help support the channel by sharing around or dropping a super thanks, it's really, really appreciated. I thought these chapters were very good, like I mentioned. I don't think there's too much else that I didn't get to, and my hopes, like I mentioned, are still the same, that we get to see more of the constellations here at the banquet, so to speak. I mean, the meeting of the Gourmand Association, and we get to learn more about them. Even seeing Thor and another one who I'm not familiar with that mythology, apparently. Even getting to see them there is very cool. But yeah, lastly, if you want to help support the channel, also get your name at the end of videos and get One Piece videos early, then hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to people who are already members and patrons. Chosen regulars Evan Hawley and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls J.A. the D-Man and Maru, Cherryton Student David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements Pater Ariel and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you for your support, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.